I want to get that guy to come over and get on camera and show us that shed.
There you go.
Hey.
Okay. So, this was the shed in the
That's the shed that walked by.
Yeah, Sparrow here. Tell us your name. Tell us a little bit about that shed.
That's a hammer.
Not to put you on the spot.
I'm Dylan Hamlin. So that shed's from...
Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Ghostcast podcast. I'm your host, JP Ashworth. It's Keith Coleman, and today we have Mr. Josh Sparks with Midwest Whitetail. Josh, how you doing, bud?
Doing good. We're here at the Iowa Deer Classic. It's hard to have a bad time, right?
That's right.
We're on the cusp of turkey season.
Mm-hmm.
We've been walking, finding some sheds.
I've seen a few. I've seen a few of them sheds you guys be finding. What was the biggest set?
Technically speaking, Mike's Chubb's junior deer.
Okay.
I don't know tape-wise. So the antler that was there, I think he was 173, but, comparing side to side, adding the inches back, Mike guesstimates him 190 to 195 if he was unbroken.
Right.
28-inch main beams. He's a giant. So you have to stop by and pick him up.
Just wanted to show you guys these. We're going to have these on display at the Iowa Deer Classic, but buck I'm very familiar with. 3 years of history with him. Last year, 17 scoreable points. He busted off the end of the beam in the G5, and he busted off this inside point. And just what a stud buck. I mean, this deer not broken would have been high 80s, low 90s with these 17 scoreables. He's got 28-inch beams, lots of points, obviously, great mass. And he's going to be one of my main targets for 2025. So really excited to start the story on him and start putting a plan together to try to catch up with this deer.
Yeah, no, I wanted to. Yeah, I want to. I'll definitely do that, man. What are some of your guys' ambitions moving forward? Shows. You guys got any more shows you're going to be at or anything like that?
Yeah, so as far as where Midwest Whitetail goes with shows, and every year before this, we've only done the Iowa Deer Classic.
Right.
Moving forward, not necessarily this spring, but moving forward after that, going to definitely tag along with some of the recommendations that Kurt's given us.
Yes.
Iowa, Illinois, some of the Wisconsin shows, hopefully the Great American Outdoor Show.
That's a great one.
Really love to do NWTF. So yeah, I'll be on the road a lot.
Those are basically all the ones we're doing next year.
Yeah.
We did Great American, which we got to catch up with Phil Culpepper while we were up there, which was awesome. That was a good little time.
Phil's so good.
Oh, he's great, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, such a laid back dude. You can't get any more laid back.
And
than
Ethan. Those two is a duo.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
They're great.
ATA before that.
ATA before that, which ATA, I don't know, it's kind of up in the air for a lot of things just because we don't really have anything to. We'll come there for a sponsor maybe or something, but.
Yep.
And then as far as Great American, definitely to go that one. NWTF we talked about too, hitting up. And there's going to be the Southern Show in Dalton, Georgia with his Mobile Hunter. Heard that was going to have some steam. But yeah, essentially a lot of same shows you guys are going to be at. We're gonna be
Illinois Deer and Beer.
Illinois Deer and Beer
Yep,
to
we'll
me is get in on that one.
Yeah.
Stop there, talk with Cole Thompson and them, and get in. That's the show I think right now where all the fun's happening. It's kind of that end of the year.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's over it. You know what I mean? And everybody's drinking a beer and having fun at that show. So it's a good time. It's definitely one to put on there.
Yeah, Midwest Whitetail, like I said, we've always kind of just stayed home. And, I think that there's probably a lot to gain going places we've never been. Obviously, our goal with every show is to just make the brand a little bit more aware to people. And, maybe some people don't know what it is. And just having great conversations. That's my favorite part about this show is getting to hear other people's hunting stories, how their seasons went, and it always is very humbling to hear how many details they recollect about our seasons. Really showcasing the loyalty that they follow with, and it means the world. We get to do our jobs because of that. So.
Right, and you're getting to hear something that they've watched you do reflect in their hunting style, which is big. To me, that's a big thing. When a man walks up to another man and they say, hey, your show helped me do this, or your show helped me figure that out. To me, that's what it's worth. That's when it's worth it.
It takes a team, man.
For sure.
You come over to the Midwest Whitetail booth, everybody's here almost. So it's, I don't know, like you kind of mentioned, you used the word end of year to describe Illinois Deer and Beer, and to me it's like, oh, we're just starting.
Yeah. For shows. It's like end of year for show season.
Yep.
And it's also perfect because you're getting that hype. Everybody's like super excited. 15 days later, Missouri opens, and then you got. Shoot, I think when I was talking with Michael Waddell last year, he left 4 days after the Deer and Beer, I think, somewhere in that time frame, and killed a big muley. So everybody's ready and antsy, and that's what makes it fun because the anticipation's high.
Oh, yeah. But, my anticipation's high for spring. I can tell you that.
I'm a turkey fanatic. I love whitetails, but turkeys are my jam, dude.
Yeah, I love them both for different reasons. Turkey season, I love the places it takes me. I don't necessarily get to do that with big game. I've always kind of joked, like, our turkey hunting is the poor man's travel for Western, big game. We can go a lot of places. You can hunt, economically, and you still are, you think about all the different impacts in WTF, Turkeys for Tomorrow has made over the last 20, 30 years to have the opportunity we do. It's like when I went through that, time frame getting to work with Mark Drury, Rob Keck came and hunted with us. And just getting to listen to him and Mark talk about when wild turkeys were not just there. You couldn't just go anywhere and hunt a turkey. Populations were not there. I'm 28, so I've never really experienced a time frame where that was the case, and very thankful, to organizations like that. Allows us to, up and go, and we got Starlink Wi-Fi these days. We can work, work on the go.
I just got that up at my other spot,
Yes.
There's no limitations anymore of, like, if you really want to work, you can go and go and go.
Oh, yeah.
So,
where's your favorite place to go hunt turkeys at? Just curious.
Hey, folks, JP, and real quick, we want to take a little time to say thank you to our sponsors. The first one being Ape Canyon. For over 40 years, the crew at Ape Canyon Outfitters has been keeping the best of the best safe. Fire rescue teams, law enforcement, the U.S. military, even the Secret Service and Navy SEALs. Yeah, these guys don't mess around when it comes to safety. And now they're bringing that same elite level of expertise to the hunting world with their hunting saddles, ropes, and accessories, all 100% made in the USA at their shop in Butler, Pennsylvania. Give hunters the same confidence and reliability the professionals have trusted for decades. So when you gear up with Ape Canyon Outfitters, you're not just getting solid gear, you're investing in safety, quality, and a rock-solid reputation. Check them out today at apecanyonOutfitters.com. And hey, while you're hanging out in your Ape Canyon saddle, why not send some Mamba arrows downrange? Mamba Archery is straight up changing the game with the first ever centrifugal weave arrows on the market. We're talking next level penetration, insane durability, and laser-like accuracy. Grab them in 1K, 3K, or straight carbon, whatever fits your shooting style. If you're looking to save some cash, the Impala line's got you covered. But if you're ready to step up your game with centrifugal weave tech, Mamba Archery is the way to go. Your wallet and your setup will thank you. So don't wait. Check out Mamba Archery today at mambaarchery.com and grab yourself some Mamba missiles. Big thanks to Ape Canyon Outfitters and Mamba Archery for helping sponsor this podcast. Now back to the show.
It's hard to beat Nebraska. That holds a special place to me. Me and my buddy for the first time, Collins Marine, traveled and went and hunted there when we were sophomores in college. It was our first time ever traveling out of state, which was just kind of a wild story. We'll not dive into how we ended up with the tags, but it was a surprise. We'll leave it there. We're like, you got a turkey tag? I was like, yeah. So we went, and they've got a really early season, which is March 25th. And if you do not fill your tag, now you have to use your bow the first 10 to 14 days. I don't remember exactly. But if you say you're unsuccessful on that trip, your tag's good all the way through May 31st. And you can use a shotgun up at that point. So it's a very liberal tag as far as, opportunity goes. And it's just pretty country. You can hunt a lot of different places in Nebraska, see different things. Where we go, you're in a hybrid of a Merriam's and an Eastern.
Right.
In the same flock, you can go from a, darker brown, Eastern traditional looking bird, your Rio Grande, orange, creamy colors, all the way to white tips. Oof. So you really never know, and especially when you're in that March 25th time frame, big flocks. It's a whole different type of hunting. It's really more similar to deer hunting than I would argue it's turkey hunting at that point.
Really?
Yeah, you got to think there's 150 of what you're trying to imitate right there. So it's, every once in a while you can obviously get lucky and call a bird off, but you're not really doing a whole lot of the midday trying to strike. It's, the flock is just moving.
Yeah,
you gotta get in
you're
the
spot
bubble.
stalking type of thing.
You just
really.
get in the bubble, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, no. If you have never hunted Nebraska, I definitely would recommend it.
I haven't yet.
So it's now, up until last year it changed. This year is the second year of the changes, but there's a 10,000 allotment for the amount of non-resident tags. You can shoot one bird a day, and you can only get 2 tags. Where it used to be unlimited for non-residents, you could shoot 3 birds in a day. So they've definitely, and rightfully, I think they made good changes. I would say it wouldn't hurt to go to 1 turkey, you know.
Right.
But it's worth visiting.
Right.
This year we're going to Montana, so that
Montana's
could easily
awesome.
that could change as my favorite place to turkey hunt.
My favorite on your way out, honestly, is South Dakota.
Yeah.
Black Hills, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different ball game up there, and there's guys that'll go out there and won't kill one for 5 years. There's guys that'll come out there and kill one in 3 days, and it's so fun.
My girlfriend is probably just blowing me up.
You've got to have your priorities straight.
Yeah, priorities.
If y'all listen, priorities.
If mama is mad, we're all trouble.
Yes.
Yep, we've got you. I think South Dakota is probably my favorite out of all of them that I've ever went, just because of the beauty of it, especially Black Hills. Essentially, the beauty of the Black Hills, man, is just, to me, it's like no other spot, you know, and it's just cool. And then you get to hunt a bird that he might go up 3,000 feet, you know what I mean, or come back, or whatever the case may be, and it's a different chase. It'll wear you out. South Dakota will wear you out. It'll wear you out, and they seem like they're so close. But I've never seen birds run that fast.
Is that right?
So like when you hook one, but they run. They just they come in just fast. That one I did last year, he closed 200 plus yards in probably 40, 45 seconds. I mean, and my buddy, the kid I had with me, he was my intern. He was 15, I think, at the time. I was like, get ready. And by the time he was there. And so it was like kind of like when I was a kid, when, you know, in Missouri, they don't do that anymore. You know, we've kind of taken a hit in Missouri on birds and whatnot. So it kind of brought me back to the excitement of what those birds do, you know?
Yeah.
But so Montana, what part of Montana are you guys going to be going up to?
To be honest with you, no idea. We're going with our good friends from United Country.
Oh, nice.
Hunting Properties. They raffled off a hunt, for lack of a better term, for their scholarship fund. A couple of their agents bought the tags, and so we're meeting them out there.
That's
me,
cool,
Drake,
man.
and Mike are going to go out there, and I will be able to report more. It's usually not like that, right? But I'll call for what it is. They're taking us, and I know there's turkeys there, and I know it's beautiful country. The only thing I could tell you is it's about 25 miles off the road. So if it rains, we can't get back there.
That's wild.
From what I'm understanding, it's probably going to be close to one of the more remote places I've ever been. So I'm excited.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Now, from a different standpoint, the filming of the hunts. I would love for you to tell any of the viewers, maybe they're young, they're aspiring to get into filming, photography in the hunting setting, the hunt setting. What would be some recommendations for somebody to get started? Yes, camera, learn some editing, learn shots, composition, everything. But if somebody was wanting to do that and break in, what would be some good advice?
Yeah, well, the best camera to use is the one you got. You know?
Right.
So obviously today everybody's got phones.
Yep.
You know, everybody, not kids. You know, they're not going to maybe have a GoPro or your Sonys or your Canons, your camcorders. But you know, if I had advice, it would just be capture it. And really, if you're wanting to get better at videos, finding a way. My advice to a kid versus, like, let's say a late teens wanting to, if you're at the point, I guess I'm going to speak to the person that's like, hey, I kind of want to capture my own memories.
Right.
Man, because I feel like the kid advice is, I would say, hunt.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Right.
Be in the moment. Get off your phone.
I'm glad you brought that up. Exactly.
You know, I think that it's something that, like, you know, I've heard Jared Mills talk about this of, like, you know, people are like, man, you must never even get to be present. You're always filming. You know, it's like the second somebody goes through the experience of getting to rewatch the memory, you'll never stop doing it, right? So if I was going to talk to, say, a late teens, you know, guy that says I want to start capturing hunts, you get a camera. You know, there's a lot of affordable cameras. They've never been more affordable. You know, you do not need a $5,000 camera to film a hunt today.
Right.
You can do it with a phone. You know, for me, though, it's like if you want to get better at videoing, take a stab at editing.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's something that we talk about all the time that, you know, when you record, you think you got a lot. And maybe you guys have gone through this, if you ever captured your hunts, but you're like, man, we got it all. And you go back and you're like, man, where was that? If you're editing it, it's especially what I always explain is like point A to point B to point C. In the very beginning, we have very little to work with. We'll go through the feedback, then all of a sudden there's way more than you need. And then eventually you get to the point where, like when I'm videoing at this point, this is really not answering your question well.
No, it's great. It's great. No, this is good.
When I'm videoing, there's a literal timeline in my head. I can't explain it any other way. If you've edited on like a Premiere or a Final Cut or anything, like when I take a shot, it goes here, and then I put the second one, and I'm blending them, and the audio is going together. If there's an interview.
It's called shooting for the edit.
Yeah, I mean, we just call it. I always tell our interns there's a very big difference between a videographer and a field producer. Two very different people. One's very differently hireable. And I always encourage guys that if they want to do this as a career, to absolutely tackle editing. It's not necessarily maybe always the most fun. I was lucky and fell in love with it. Like Drake, for example.
Yeah.
Drake did not. Drake hated it, but he did it. And now he obviously is doing land management, which is what he enjoys. But it's a lot harder. It's not necessarily harder to edit. I think you do need a level of creativity, and you need a lot of humility to know
when you're trying to piece it together to tell the story too.
Yeah, no, and I mean, my point where I was going with it is that is a skill set most people don't want to learn. So if your goal is to use the camera as your passport, editing is your ticket to a job, in my opinion.
And I always found that it's better to have more and not need it than not have enough and wish you'd gotten it.
Right.
Yeah.
So just let it roll.
And my biggest, I guess, going back to your question of what advice would I give, and this I feel like has helped me with editing. It's helped me with a lot of different things in my career. Write I statements. I want to learn how to video hunts. I want to learn how to take good photos. Turning all of my I statements into, direct questions and being able to put that into YouTube really is how I learned how to do my job. I went to YouTube University.
Yeah.
And you're never going to find a video that's like, how to film a whitetail hunt. That's not going to happen.
Right.
But you could go find somebody who's like, how to film a wedding, how to film a real estate video. There's plenty of how-to videos out there.
Oh, yeah.
Can you take that then and transfer that into shots in whitetail hunting or deer hunting in general? And I always tell people, how do you guys do Midwest whitetail? I'm like, if you watch our episodes, watch them the first time from an enjoyment perspective, go rewatch it. If you see a pan to the left, put yourself behind that camera. What did the camera do? You can just work backwards of every single shot that was taken.
We were telling our intern that said, watch this and say, okay, what did he do there? Okay, that was a push in, that was a pull away, there's a panning shot. But real quick, about what you said about, you don't get to be present. I was in Africa last year doing some filming on a mission trip, and a lot of people were like, man, John, sorry, you weren't there to do everything. I said, you don't understand, I was there. And when I go and edit, I get to relive that moment as many times as I want.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's something to that.
Oh, yeah.
It really is.
I mean, you've been dedicated from day one. I remember the very first filming episode you had where you let go a deer that was world class, and then you guys ended up finding him back. Like the fact that you let that deer walk because your passion behind filming, to me, was insane.
The drop tines?
He was big.
2016.
Yeah, he was big.
No, I wouldn't say my dedications what did that. That was my fear of Bill Winke and Jared Miggs. It was at that point. Collins and I would just gotten on the Heartland show. That would have been 2016. And it's what we signed up for, right?
Yeah.
At Midwest Whitetail, our team commits to really one thing.
Right.
That we're not going to kill off camera. And that's not for everybody. That's not some elitist mentality. It's just
I get it.
we want to tell stories, and it's very hard to tell a story without an ending.
Yep.
And, if people are going to take the time to watch, we want them to be able to get something out of it.
Right.
And like I said, there's a lot of fantastic media that you never even see the kill shot. That's fine. But just with what we're trying to accomplish, that's kind of always been. The other thing, too, is to be a part of Midwest Whitetail, you don't have to have big deer. You don't have to have tons of land. Really, when I think about the greater Midwest Whitetail staff, we all enjoy cameras and capturing media. That's really the lifeblood of our team. And there's a lot of larger scale teams out there that film for different shows. And that's one thing I'm very grateful for with my team is they intrinsically love and want to learn. And that's something we all do together. We host different film schools and do things over Zooms and just try to answer any questions one-to-one that we can. And that ultimately is how you achieve a product like Chasing November this year. So
I mean, I've even reached out in earlier days, like, hey, watch this, and knowing that it's it wasn't on that scale, but you were real with me on the rebuttal is, hey, change this, just this and this. Okay, I appreciate that. Like, I appreciate that. Like, it's one thing to do what you do, and people not necessarily put you on a pedestal, but put you on a pedestal in that spot. But you guys are humble as it gets. Like, there is no, I don't even get that feeling, even though you're in that realm of being big. I don't get that feeling when I'm around you guys at all. Like, it's still so down home, and like, I always call it like the Michael Adele effect. You know what I mean? Like, if you ever been around Michael, he's so laid back, dude. Like, and that's why he's as big as he is. You know what I mean? He's just a people person, and he's in it for the right reasons. And you guys are always in it for the right reasons, whether it be an intern showing somebody something new, like you've made programs and film schools, different things for you guys to do. That's awesome, man. That's what this is about. That's what this community should be about.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, nothing's accomplishable by one person. And I mean, we've had great examples before us to follow. I mean, like, that's something we can't have that conversation or make those statements without.
That's right.
Bill and the guys before the hunting public. I mean, I grew up watching Midwest Whitetail in 2008. I was 12 years old when I found it. I mean, it was the only show I watched growing up. So I never forget the impossible. It's it's like nearly impossible that today.
I need him roasted.
Yeah.
I would be right here.
Right.
It's just not a path I would have ever anticipated being on. So yeah, no, I agree. It's a community thing, and I don't know.
And with community, man, like, we were just talking about that with a random person over here, and he's like, "Do you want to see my son shot?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude. Like, why wouldn't I want to see a deer that your son shot?" And it was a hammer, by the way. It was like, and this kid was this big, and I was like, "Well, maybe one day you'll be on the podcast." And his, you know what I mean? It was that. Like, oh, yeah, that would be so cool. And it's like, that's what I watch. That's all I care about right there. All the other stuff, I could care less. Like, and I know it sounds not snobby, but, like, I can put myself around big deer. I can put myself, but I can't put myself in this community. You got to want it. You know what I mean? You got to want to give back. And that's what we're trying to do, essentially.
We're doing.
Well, we are doing it. I never thought I'd be here either. Like, my Uncle James comes to every show, and he was the one that got me started. And, like, today, he come walking. He didn't tell me. He comes walking up, and he's like, hey, and he's so proud, but he could have been the biggest hunter. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Like, he kills so many good deer, and he kind of put me in that realm, and without him, I wouldn't have been there, but he took me to shows. He drugged me along to these shows and things, and I told myself, one day you'll do that. Like, one day you'll do that, and we're doing it now, and I couldn't be more happy, more blessed, or anything. There's nothing else I can say about this community that I don't enjoy.
That's right.
Not
well,
one.
Josh, we appreciate it. We know you got to get back to your booth.
Yeah.
You got to get back to
Hey,
Mama. Is that right?
Mama. Is that what you said earlier? Mama?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
We'll
See if she-
He's like, I still got a beer to finish before I go back to Mama. Over there.
see if I'm claimed still or not.
Oh, yeah.
That was bad timing.
Keep on going. Okay. Yeah. Whoops.
No, I'm good. No, she just
keep
happened
rolling?
to get here.
Okay,
I'm
good.
Okay, we'll
It's up
keep
to y'all.
rolling. Cool.
Don't click off yet.
No, it's up to y'all. Got to go to the Iowa Sportsman Club tonight. We got the banquet tonight.
Oh, yeah.
So
Let's
that's
get that.
annual banquet. Very excited about that. It's a sweet event. I hope you guys next year get the chance to go.
We thought about going tonight, but we've got some things going on that we're probably not going to be able to go tonight. I was going to purchase some tickets and go, but
yeah.
he even gave me a discount code, so I kind of feel bad by not going.
all
But
good.
we've just gotten busy. We're
Yeah.
up here, and we're going to try to do some things after the show with some people that weren't able to make it during the show and things like that. But
It's all right. I know what you're going to do. You can go to Ricochet, play some pool. It's all right. It's all right.
I'm going to take that little one right there. We're going to go get something to eat together.
There you go.
My 11-year-old, he's about wore out already.
oh yeah,
It's like this is his first day.
his first day, and tomorrow's going to be the hard day,
Yeah.
and that's when it's crazy in here. And that's why we kind of wanted to get everybody that was
They could carve out a little bit of time.
carve out a little bit of
'cause-
time and whatnot. And we know that, doing things like this during a show is tough because we are around booths, we are around things. You guys have a great community following you guys over there for that reason.
Yeah, I was
you
going
can
to say,
step away, so
I
that's
got
good.
a great team, man. I can walk away. They'll be all right.
That's good. Well, so go fill me in on some of the jury stuff. Aren't you doing some of the jury stuff, or
No,
did you do
so
some of
in
the jury stuff?
2021, I took a job with Mark in 2021.
Okay.
Did a very similar role there with just the full-on production. I did the Deer Season Series. Obviously, it wasn't just solely me, but
Right.
Deer Season Series, Bow Madness Television. That was my first stab at linear editing. Hated it.
Really?
Awful. Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah.
I mean, the idea was some real talent to be able to tell a story when you got a time limit. I mean, and you start talking about, like, broadcast network, you're down to the very millisecond. It's not a second. It's, I can't remember the exact times, but let's say 7 minutes, 59 seconds, and 29.
What software were you using then?
I've always been on Adobe.
Adobe?
Yep, Adobe Premiere Pro. Yep. So, I truthfully never envisioned leaving. Working for Mark was one of the greatest blessings I'll ever have in my entire life. And when the opportunity to return to Midwest Whitetail and Jared's role, when Jared broke off to do his own thing, it was just, I don't know, something I wanted to try.
Right.
Leading people has never been what I did, and that's ultimately what this role is. And it just, for me, was like something I could teach myself a lot more about what I'm hopefully capable of. And editing every single day, all night is great, but it wasn't going to be what I did the rest of my life.
Right.
And this is a unique capacity where I get to be around it, and I still edit a lot. But, having guys like Gavin and Rye, my hope is to be able to make their learning curve of learning what I have been able to do massively shorter, and with the main goal of avoiding all the burnout that comes with back-to-back editing
Paying it forward,
every day.
passing it on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, their success is my success, right?
Yeah. Right. You look good, I look good. Type of thing. It's, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're one big team, one big family,
Yeah.
and the goal is that all of us can do the same job. I've never been in agreement with the mentality of, like, I don't want to teach you what I know. Good luck.
Right.
It's just not me.
Right.
I will try to, I guess I've never really looked at it as paying it forward. You got a question and I got the chance, sure.
That's
let's talk
just
about
who
it.
you are.
Right.
And I don't ever expect anything from them. It's like, I had those people. So, I mean, it's like, why wouldn't you want to do that, Now, obviously, Ryan and Gavin, I want them to be successful because they're.
I'm sorry. We got
Gavin's
some
great,
off-camera,
dude. Gavin's great.
off-camera clowns that are making me laugh. Sorry.
There you go.
Like, Gavin's great, dude. Like,
He is.
I watched that kid, like, progress. And I say kid. I shouldn't say kid. I'm 35. I don't know how old he is, but.
He's only 26.
Okay, so kid.
Yeah.
To me, I know. Anyway, I watched him, like, literally get so much, like, you could see the ambition turn on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, through episodes, you could watch the ambition turn on through him. And then you guys had that, I don't remember if it was last year or the year before, you had a teaser. And I remember watching, and I was like, oh, dude, that's next level. I got me jacked up. And it's like June or whatever it was. I was
Probably
like,
chasing
this is
November
insane,
teasing.
dude.
Yeah.
Like, it was so good that I was like, man, I'm hooked. I cannot stop watching. And I've been watching Midwest Whitetail, obviously, obviously it's forever.
Yep.
I mean, even we chatted with Bill Winky at, what would that have been, ATA? Was it ATA in front of the studio?
Yeah, it was ATA.
And he had good things to say, and he had some things that were, slightly controversial, you know what I mean, in the culture, which I think is going to come. Things are changing now. They're in a way that social media has really, 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 really driven things 1,000 ways. Like right now, like there's so many lanes to get into social media. And even in a hunting community right now, it's like you guys do Midwest, and you look at somebody that does like a slightly more finessed, way, and you can watch that from Heartland, and like all y'all have these cool different attributes that I love watching. That's what's so cool about hunting, what I mean, or just filming it. Everybody has an artistic take.
Oh yeah.
And I love that. I love that.
Yeah, no, Gavin, just going back to what you were saying with him, I mean, he's nowhere near his potential. And that's a really incredibly exciting thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, like I said, getting to work with Ryan and Gavin, it's allowed me to be successful in my role, you know? And I'm just hopeful we continue to ride the growth. I mean, we can't control how seasons are going to go. We can't control what bucks are going to get shot or how the stories are going to end. Can't control if people are going to watch, but we can control our approach every day, setting out and trying to accomplish our goal, Obviously, our partners are very important to us. They are a huge part of why we get to do what we do.
Yeah.
And it's not just the monetary exchange. Like, our partners have turned into fantastic friends. Those are
Yes.
people. They're not just this like entity and company, And so it's like when we do our job and it's an agreed exchange, like I want them to be successful because of their investment and their belief in us, And I'm sure you guys are doing that too. So,
100%.
yeah, I mean it's a weird time for media.
Look at that shed real quick. Holy cow.
That'll work.
That'll do.
It's a weird time for hunting media, right? I mean,
I think so.
You can always be doing something. Long form, short form, it's a revolving door. I really appreciate what short form does. It's hard to turn off, and there's no separation if you choose to not let it be. But I don't know. Again, there's never been more tools available, right, for people to get into it in whatever
100%.
capacity they wanted to. And, hopefully, using like channels like Instagram, Facebook, folks will reach out, leave comments on the episodes. I mean, we always do our very best to try to respond. So,
Right.
But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all having me on here.
Yeah,
I really do.
no, I
Absolutely.
appreciate having
I
you
want
on.
to get that guy to come over and get on camera and show us that shed.
There you go.
Hey. See if he'll bring his shed over here.
Hey, speaking of that, I would love to have you guys come down and see the new studio.
Bring
too,
your shed over here.
I would love to.
When you
man.
get a chance, we're only 3 hours from here.
Okay.
So, this was the shed in the.
That's the shed that walked by.
Yeah, spare here. Tell us your name. Tell us a little bit about that shed.
That's a hammer.
Not to put you on the spot.
I'm Dylan Hamlin. So that shed's from Wapello County. It came from a buddy of mine. Hunted the deer. I wish I could say his right side looked as good as his left. His right side was 4 spikes up. That shed scored 104 inches.
Holy cow!
They found the deer dead. The deadhead scored 164 with a messed up right side.
Oh my goodness, that's insane.
I'm from over by Ames, but my buddy who has that shed, I brought it here for him because he's gone. So he lives down by Wapello County, it'd be southeast Iowa, and he was on that deer and
For your friends, no, that's actually northwest Iowa. That's where you need to go look for this antler. Those genetics. That's not down there.
Yep. So my buddy's name's Connor Reed. He hunted that deer and he put every ounce that he had trying to find
insane.
it.
You mind,
It's an incredible animal, man.
dude?
No,
Look at
he did last year. And I tried to get it remeasured, but they won't remeasure it.
Big enough.
Big enough.
One of them BE.
Yeah, big enough. We
Yeah.
appreciate you.
Yeah.
Sorry for pulling you out there, but
you're
you're
good.
All right, man. Have a good one.
have a good show, man.
There we go. I thought that was fun.
Hammer.
No, I do. I want to come have you come down and we'll do some collab work down there maybe. And
Yeah.
I think you just love the studio. It's been kind of a hidden gem of mine. I was gonna go and like tease it out kind of periodically, and then I'm like, you know what? I've been working so hard on this for 2 years. Like it's been 2 years of love. Like the place is, it's stellar. It's
There
cool.
you go. Oh,
And-
I'd love to, man. Love to come see it.
All you gotta do is buy a tag. So buy a tag, come see us.
You know,
You don't pay for nothing
not
else.
as an insult, but I hear it's pretty easy to do in Missouri.
It is. It is. Well, I wouldn't say easy.
Yep.
I wouldn't say easy, but I would definitely say it's very doable. That's why a lot of out-of-staters
Well,
come there.
I'm saying the tag purchase is
Oh,
easy.
the tag
Not
purchase
killing.
is
Yeah.
easy.
I'm not saying that. I'm just-
Well, it depends on who you're rolling
It's
with when it
just-
comes to the killing, but yeah, it can
yeah,
be easy too.
I hear the tag purchase for a non-resident is a hot topic.
Oh yeah, $285, and you
Oh,
get
yeah.
2 bow bucks.
I'm glad to live on the North Line.
I'm not saying that I'm proud of that because there's controversy there, that you know how it is, but I will say it gets us to see a lot of people. We meet
That's
a lot
true.
of people from all over the country,
Absolutely.
and that's what I'm about. Like I would like when it comes down to people get kind of caught up on big deer or whatever and all that stuff. I think it's cool, like I do, but I enjoy memory. Like
I
you know what I mean?
would-
I enjoy memory.
I'd pay more to hunt Missouri. That's what I would say.
Yes.
That's when I look like I'll pay in Illinois for one tag. You get what? Two buck tags, 2 doe tags, 2 turkey tags for that 200 and
Well,
something.
they took away the fall turkey tag through archery, I think.
Okay.
But I think you still get the $2, and then I think a doe tag after that is like $60 or something like that. $65.
You're in the $400 or $500 range in Illinois for one.
For
right?
one, yeah.
And it's like I'm saying it from the perspective as a non-resident, I'd pay more because if that's how you continue to invest in your own state. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
So
And it does hurt in that sense, because it does get populated, but it's usually generally just in your rut phases. You know what I mean? That's,
Oh, yeah.
You don't see a lot of out-of-staters come up early, which I think some of the best hunting's in the early season. If you can pattern deer, you've had success in that. You shot that velvet buck that was gigantic. What was that, 180-inch deer? Something like that?
175.
175?
Yeah.
That was what, 2 days, 3 days into your
First
guys'
day.
Or first day. Heck, it was even first day.
Yeah,
I couldn't remember the whole schematic, but I knew it was
We
early.
went all in. There was no.
Yeah.
It was either we were ruining it or we were killing them. One, two. And we just got blessed. I don't know.
Nah, we'd love to have you down, man. Come down and get on some of that cheap tag price then.
I
And,
threw that out as a recognition, being a part of the Iowa Sportsman Club.
Yeah.
We're really want to be conscious of not the resource today, but the resource down the line.
Yep.
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 Obviously, there's fewer and fewer people that really care about that. And so, if hunters can do their part and add a little more money to the pot for the Missouri Conservation, why wouldn't we?
I agree.
So,
It's out of my hands, but I agree.
hey, I hear you. I appreciate the invite very much, by the way.
Yeah, anytime, man. And it don't have to be anytime soon, just anytime.
Okay.
Anytime you guys feel like you tagged out or something, you're like, man, where am I going to go? Come on down. We'll have fun.
All right. Well,
Hey, you got anything else, man? Anything you'd like to add? Or
no, like I said, very much appreciate you reaching out and hope that, we get to do this again. I'm excited to listen to
absolutely.
Kurt's,
Yeah,
section with you guys. And I don't know. Every time I come to the Iowa Deer Classic, it just reminds me of like how long ago 2017 wasn't.
yeah,
Wasn't it?
And just the fact of like the amount of people that are still here. We're all doing the same thing, different ways, right?
Oh yeah.
But it's a whole community here. So if you're at the Iowa Deer Classic, I hope you had a great weekend. And if you didn't go, I would recommend it because it's one of the best whitetail shows out there. So.
I agree.
Sounds good.
Well, I appreciate it, my man.
Absolutely.
I appreciate
Hey,
you.
Great to meet you. And
Josh
thank
Sparks,
you.
Midwest Whitetails, guys. If you like this video, like, subscribe, or more importantly, send it to somebody you know who may get something from it. See you next time.